Alrighty, elapsed time. So elapsed time is the amount of time that passes from the beginning of an event to the end. So you can write that, or you can just print off the notes that I'll post with the video. So for elapsed time, we have a start time. So I'm just gonna write start, the elapsed time. I'm just going to write elapsed, and an end time. I'm just gonna write end. So one of the strategies to solve for elapsed time is using a number line. In your workbook, it will have you do the adding and subtracting like the standard algorithm version, which I will also teach you, but this is our favorite strategy. So using the number line, so depending on what information they give you will depend if you have to add time or subtract time. So I'm going to show you whenever you have to add. So this is going to be an addition one. So whenever you have to add, they've given you the start time. So let's say our start time is 5:15 and the elapsed time. So 4 hours and 43 minutes. So in this case, we do not know our end time. That is what we are trying to find. Okay, so we're gonna start at the beginning of the number line. So we've got 5:15. So let's say you got home at 5:15. You had 4 hours, 43 minutes until you had to go to sleep. We've got to figure out the time we're going to bed. So I'm gonna start by jumping the 4 hours one by one, and then I'll do the minutes. So 1 hour, 6:15. 2 hours, 7:15. 3 hours, 8:15. 4 hours is 9:15. Okay, we're not done. We still have to account for the 43 minutes. So now we're gonna jump 43 minutes. And if you can either do 15 plus 43 or just come over here to the side and add it up if you can't do it in your head, which is fine. 5 plus 3 is 8. 4 plus 1 is 5. So our end time is 9:58. So you have got to be in bed by 9:58. So that is whenever you would add time. Whenever you would subtract time, I will show you next. So in this case, we don't know the start time. So that is our missing information. Here's our elapsed time and then our end time. So in this case, they have already told us the end time and the elapsed time. So we're trying to figure out the start time. So it ended at 9:58. Our elapsed time was 4 hours, 43 minutes. And we don't know when we started. So in this case, we're gonna have to work backwards and subtract time. So we start over here at the end of the number line with 9:58, and we're gonna jump back 4 hours and 43 minutes. So I'm gonna go one by one. So 1 hour, we've got 8:58. 2 hours, we've got 7:58. 3 hours, we've got 6:58. 4 hours, we've got 5:58. Okay, we're not done. We still have to account for the 43 minutes. So we're gonna jump back 43 minutes. So if you can't do that in your head, we've got the minutes, we have our 58. We have to subtract the 43. Subtract, 8 minus 3 is 5. 5 minus 4 is 1. So we end up with 5:15 as our start time. Wow. Okay, so now if they didn't give you the elapsed time, you're solving for elapsed time, you can add or subtract. So that was adding, subtracting. Now this is add or subtract, depending which way you want to go. If you want to add up the time or if you want to subtract back. So in this case, they gave you the start time and they gave you the end time. You are trying to figure out the elapsed time. So our missing information is here. So our start time is 5:15. Our end time is 9:58. We got our number line. So our start time's 5:15, and time is 9:58. So in this case, I just like to add more than I like to subtract, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add up. You, of course, could subtract if you're gonna go backwards. I'm just gonna jump, so I'm gonna keep jumping until I get close by hours. So I'm gonna go 5:15, I'm gonna jump 1 hour. So in this case, to find my answer, I'm gonna have to add up the hours I put up here, the hours and minutes. So I've got 1 hour, that's why I put the little digit in there so I don't forget. So I've got 6:15, 2 hours, 7:15, 3 hours, 8:15, 4 hours, 9:15. Okay, I'm almost there. I can't jump another hour or it would be 10:15. So that's too much. Of course, you could jump another hour and then subtract back, but that's not what I'm showing you right now. So we've got to get from 15 minutes to 58. So I've got to jump there. No, I could have made that a little bit more proportional, but that's okay. So I'm going to come over here, do my 58 minus 15. So I've got 8, because I've got to figure out how many minutes I've jumped. So 8 minus 5, I've got 3, 5 minus 1 is 4. And there are my 43 minutes. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. 4 hours. And then 43 minutes. So this is my favorite strategy just because it's more visual. Yes, it's a little more writing, but I'll take a picture of this if I went a little too fast, and then you could just print off the picture or just make your notes if you want to make your notes from the picture. Alrighty.